The George W. Bush makeover event that has been taking place for the last 5 years now is still going on. This time it was New York Magazine reporter Ed Kilgore who wrote a piece. It said, "Conservative George W. Bush is now too liberal for his party." That was the headline on this piece of garbage written by Ed Kilgore, a writer who I respect. I actually like Ed Kilgore's work. I don't know what the hell he is even talking about. George W. Bush is too liberal for today's Republican Party? Can we stop with this nonsensical crap already? George W. Bush is not too liberal for today's Republican Party. If anything, he might be too extreme for today's Republican Party, who stands for absolutely nothing. At least George W. Bush stood for things like actively going out there and starting a war based on lies to avenge your daddy's legacy. That's why that happened. And of course, to get your hands on all that oil, but that was more Dick Cheney's goal than it was W's goal. W wanted to make daddy happy, wanted to finish the job that daddy couldn't do because daddy knew that he shouldn't do that. And Dick Cheney, of course, wanted all that oil for all of his buddies back in the industry. So they went to the United Nations and they lied. And they went to Congress and they lied. And they went on TV and they lied to each and every one of us. And they did it for 8 friggin' years. And along the way, they violated the Geneva Conventions. They wrote these bogus legal memos saying that, oh no, it's totally cool if we torture people. And by the way, it's also not torture. It's just enhanced interrogation. It's not waterboarding. It's information water. That's what we're putting over their face. They didn't go that far. And you want to talk about, oh, well, they didn't have cancel culture back then. Really? Could I interest you in some freedom fries with some freedom toast? Because we couldn't say French fries and French toast? There was nothing liberal about George W. Bush. The attacks from that administration on the LGBTQ community, the attacks on same-sex marriage, the ideologues that he packed the courts with, no different than what we saw during 4 years of Donald Trump. Except, of course, that George W. Bush was more extreme. Stop with this makeover bullcrap. George W. Bush, just because he says, oh, I don't like Trump, and oh, Biden did win the election, and oh, I didn't like the insurrection. Cool, you're a normal human being in that regard. That doesn't make you too liberal. It just means you understand how to not wear it on your sleeve that you're a crazy psychopath. Because that's the only difference. George W. Bush believes in all of the things that the Republican Party is currently doing. Hell, he helped them do those things for 8 years. What he doesn't like is the new breed of Republican that doesn't feel that they need to hide it. That is the only difference.